It is the last week of fall. Can you guys believe that? So we want to help freshen up your decor when it comes to doing that. It definitely is all about the finest details. I'm joined by a designer and owner of Experimenting with Decor, Magdalena Mendez. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Girl, literally, this is fall. Like, pumpkins are out,
yes,
the leaves are changing colors, and the table needs to be matching all of that, right?
Right.
So what is your biggest tip if you're hosting a dinner or you just want your table to look nice and fallish?
I am so for the deep colors, the warm tones for fall. All of that is always so beautiful when it comes to, I'm a neutral girl.
Okay.
But when it comes to fall, bring in the colors.
So how do we do that here?
So I like to use things in unconventional ways.
Okay.
So the runners usually go this way, but I feel like it'd be better if we do it the opposite way.
So it's okay to have two. This is like could be an actual table setting.
Yeah.
Here.
So then, if you think about it, we usually put like placemats, and this kind of serves as a placemat.
Okay,
so
that's so smart.
It has the two obviously gives you the texture that you need, but also has a placemat so that you know where you put your plates and plates in.
Love that. I do see the texture. It's a neutral color.
Right.
But right now you're gonna bring the pop.
I'm gonna bring in the pop.
Okay.
So these, believe it or not, are wreaths.
What?
Yeah. So they're the teardrop wreaths, but we're going to lay it down as the centerpiece.
This looks like one whole piece too. Wow,
and
great.
that's just easy. You know, you don't have to spend a lot or do so much. It's just easy. You don't have to buy all the extra.
It's already made for you.
And everything. Everything's ready.
Where do you get these things, or where should people look for these items?
Okay, so like you can go. It don't have to be expensive to decorate a table.
Sure.
You can go to like Ross, DD's discounts, like different stuff like that.
Okay.
I actually like to use like vintage stuff. I go to the Goodwill or thrift stores and buy like these brass candle holders.
I love those.
And then I just like set them up so that you know you have like different stuff, and they don't have to be expensive, honestly.
I have to agree, repurposing is so great. And it's funny you said Goodwill because we have them on the show today for something else, but that's really great.
Right.
All right.
So using that, and then obviously just the candles.
You're making it a little romantic. You know, you can't have romantic without Roma.
Right?
Yes, girl. Thank you for setting this table.
And then I just gotta note, if you ever, like, let's just say that you use candles and you don't intend to light them, but you just wanna always light the ends. Don't let them, don't leave them, always light them.
Okay.
Just FYI.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and then obviously the table settings are
a must, and you could keep that pretty plain and neutral
right.
there. Okay.
Even if you don't like set up the plates and tables, just that alone is perfect for like every day or you know, just like that. And then if you're doing the fall, I mean for Thanksgiving or something, you know, you can just have like
cute guys. Look what this is. I like that. This is a great Thanksgiving setup for sure right here. And typically, would you leave this out, like even if it's not being used that night, like for the next dinner, or should you do it the day of?
Well, I mean, you can, if the tables are not being used very often, then you can just leave it. If it is used, then obviously I would just remove all of the plates.
Wash your dishes, guys. Wash them after dinner. Don't let them sit there all day long.
Right. So all the place settings, you can take that away.
What inspired you, or why are you so into this?
Oh, I love it. Since I was a little girl, I remember my brother gave me what was called a room in a can, and it was like this paint can full of like neon purple inflatable furniture. And I remember as a young girl, I would like move that stuff around, not knowing that I could be a designer growing up. And then I got married, had kids and everything, and then when my youngest got to school, that's when I was like, I need to do something, right? I need to do something in my life. And so I started experimenting with decor.
Congratulations. How can people reach out to you and learn more about your services and get some more fall decor inspiration?
Yeah, you can follow me on Experimenting with Decor on all social platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, all of them. And I always like to tell people, I want you to love where you live. So, and if I can teach you and I can show you different ways, then
that is such a good point. I want you to love where you live.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being with us, Magdalena. This looks like a great table setup. Should I invite Paul to join me to dinner one of these days on this table?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Paul, will you join us for dinner?
I definitely would. Yeah, that table looks great.
It's fall, y'all. It's on Saturday, right, Paul?